we're going to make a small little bundle. We're going to make one. I already have 5 made. We're going to make one together. We're going to put them all on our frame, nice and easy, and you'll see how amazing this floral wreath will look. And you'll be like, yep, I did that. Okay? Don't worry, I got you. So if you're nervous about making florals, it doesn't have to be hard. It doesn't have to be hard. We're going to take, I get a supply box every month, and in the supply box were 6 of these little things, which I was super excited about because I had the best idea. Now I did this same recipe, kind of. I did it for Christmas. I did it for fall. I can't remember what else I did it for, but let's do it for summer. So I'm taking this little cute guy here. Don't leave him like this. Okay, yeah, don't leave him like this. We're gonna spread it apart, give it a little bit of life, spread it apart, give it a little bit of life. Okay, make sure everything is kind of pulled apart, nice and all over the place. I'm gonna set that down. I'm gonna take, there was a bush of this in the supply box, and so I'm just gonna take one long piece and cut it into 2, so now I have 2. And I'll take one, put it over here. It's got a little, little yellow edges there. I'll take another one. I'll put it right up over here. Okay. Once I have it all together, I'll spread it out a little bit more. And then I'll take the yellow, spread out the yellow a little bit. I'll take the pink, add the pink in. I'll add the green and the red. Okay, I'll take our zip tie and add it around the base, nice and tight, so that none of these little guys are gonna slip out. Sometimes I'll take the zip tie and go, the little stems sometimes have, there'll be the stem and then one will come out. I'll go between the one that's coming out and the rest of the stem to grab it in there, so it's not going to come out, it's not going to slip out of there. Take our nice little tool here, make sure it's nice and tight. Notice I did do the top of that zip tie on the top. I put that the stub or nub, whatever you want to call it, on the top so that I could get to it easily. And I'm going to use that as our spot to hold everything in. Okay, so I'm going to leave that right there. It looks wild and crazy, I know. We're going to leave that right there. I'm going to add, so instead of pipe cleaners, I'm going to add the, they're still like a pipe cleaner, but they're like pine. It's like, the artificial pine. And so I'm going to add that in there. I'm going to go to the center 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think I'm going to go to the center 6. Let me see. Yeah, I think I'm going to go to the center 6. So I'm just going to add these in. Now the center 6 and the outside, they're a little bit further apart. I don't know, maybe, let me just see, hold on. I forget my plan. Oh, maybe we can go to the outside, because I think the inside might be too. Yeah, the inside's too. Okay, well, we're going to go to the outside. Change plan. We're going to go to the outside. The outside 6 pieces here. The outside 6. So I'm just going to take my pipe cleaner, or my stem, go right in. I'm using red just to blend it in, but it really doesn't matter what color you're using. I'm just using the pine because I got a little more weight to the things that I'm putting in here. And so I didn't want it to be just the pipe cleaner, which is a little thinner. So we're just going to add those into the outside 6 only. I have 6 bundles. The supply box, again, it came with, and you'll see in the supply video, make sure you check out the supply video, because then you'll see what these looked like to begin with. And so I only used what came in the box. I didn't use any more than what already came in the box. which is nice. Sometimes I add to it. Like if you watch the bow video, this is also available. All the ribbons except for the yellow ribbons came in the supply box. This is a video also on our YouTube. So if you watch this video, you'll see, I just added some in. Sometimes I add in, sometimes I don't. Okay. And then while we're in this, while you can see this part, I'm going to choose a top. I'm going to choose a top, and I'm going to add our hanger. Okay. So I'm just going to add it around like a big loop, and I'm going to take this and twist it together, and then twist those together, or around rather, and add that right to the center here. Pull it up nice and tight so it doesn't move, and twist. That way, customer knows where to hang it, which way's up. Let's not forget that's where up is when we add our bow. Okay, so now we have a nice little topper to add. So I'm going to set this aside for just another second. And then to give us like a little bed to have everything lay on, we're just going to add one ruffle. It's 20 inches long. One ruffle to each of those pieces. Okay. It's not for anything else other than give the floral a bed to lay in and be the first layer that helps hide our frame. Okay. I'm just going to overlap those so it stays real close together. Perfect. Kind of widen it out. Again, these are 20 inches long. I already pre-cut them. And it's just to give a layer for the floral to lay in and hide the frame. So it's not intended for you to see these, right? It's not, the intention isn't for you to see it purposefully. I love that the ficus that we put in the little bundles kind of widens the look a little bit. So it kind of gives you a nice stance, or a nice spread rather. So it's a little bit wider than normal or usual or whatever. Just gives a little bit more of a wider overall product, right? When I think of a wreath on my door, I personally want a nice big wreath on my door, right? I don't want anything too small. And when I add in the ficus to the bottom of that, it really kind of just widened it up. Also, this mesh came in our supply box. I know it's red and green and white, and you're probably like, why is she putting Christmas? Like, what are we doing here? And it is, it goes with the watermelon. Now you see it, right? And it was a nice exclusive piece for the box. Now, I get two boxes. I get a standard box and a max box. And you'll see in the supply box video, you'll see what came in the standard and what comes in the max. And so I get double of everything, which is also nice. All right, so overlapping all of these, just like a pancake. Again, that hides the, or camouflages, or masks, or whatever you want to call it, those cut edges, because they do, it frays, it does fray. Okay, so we're going to take our little bundles here, one by one, add them in so that they are like overlapping each other. And I'm going to make sure that the twist goes right above that zip tie to help hold it in. Okay, just like that. Now we made one together and I made the rest. Okay, made the rest by myself. So we're going to go right on top, making sure that that little piece clips the inside. And once I have them all in, then I'll go back and fluff them out. I need to make sure it gets in here. There we go. Once everything is in, we'll fluff it. Right now you might be seeing a lot of ficus, like, what is going on? I want to see all that ficus. I know, I don't either. But making these little bundles makes the overall designing process sometimes really, really easy. And, you know, you could go back once you have these in and you could add in some other floral. You could add in other things. Love this. So I did make those other 5 bundles ahead of time. However, we're at not even 13 minutes. You see what we've just did in 13 minutes, right? So let's come back now and fluff out a little bit more. So we have some wider pieces. Spread it apart. Make these parts a little bit wider so that it bridges the gap a little bit. It just makes everything so easy. The little bundles are just so great. And I will agree at this point, now when I have everything in, I will agree that it feels like a lot of ficus. I wanted all those colors in. That was more important to me. But the cool thing is that they don't have to stay. We can go through right now and pluck out what we don't need. Well, let me see. I'm going to wait on that for just a second. Some might just be too much, so we cut them out. This is so fun. I love it. It's a good, decent size. We're talking about 21 inches. And what we'll do now is find a spot. That looks like a lot in there. I'm not sure how that's going to look in video. Or I'm sorry, on the camera. Find a spot and just add a 2-loop bow. Something really easy. Nothing to it, because obviously our big bow, it was not made for this wreath, but the bow is almost as big as the wreath here. Goodness gracious. Yeah, we're not going to do that. But we are going to grab our Easy Bow Maker to hold it for us. And just a sweet little bow. So as far as this, the only thing I added that wasn't in the supply box are the twist ties and the actual frame. So the monthly supply box isn't a wreath kit. They're supposed to be coordinating pieces that kind of match and flow together, that you can make something out of, right? So that's what we did here. Okay. And let's go with maybe about 9-10 inch or so, and nothing big. Maybe over here. Yeah, over here. It's a little bare. Okay. So we have 9, 6, 6 and 10 inch. 10 inch tail, 6 inch loop. And we're going to go just one. Just one little down to about the same. And I'm going to add, for fun, that bright yellow I think that's a lot of fun. So when I think watermelon, I certainly do not think yellow. It's not what I think at all whatsoever. No yellow. But oh, you know what we should do? We should add a little bit of this. Just a little. To kind of make it all coordinate. Why not? Let's do that. Let's add a little bit of this. Oh, I cut that. No, I did cut. Not too short. There we go. Yes. There we go. And then we'll also use the yellow. Fun, right? The yellow just makes it even more summery, right? I'm still going to do that one little center, teeny tiny little center. Pinch. Now we're talking, that's a little center. Not even 2 inches, I don't think. And then our little loops that I think are going to be perfect for this. So the first layer of the watermelons had 2. I'm sorry, had 1 loop each, and we're going to do 2 loops each here. And the reason why the tails end up being on the same side is because we had that extra loop, right? Okay, so we're gonna add that right down there in the center. And then, I don't need such a big zip tie, so I have a little one. Lift that right off of there, pinch down nice and tight. Take my zip tie, add it to the center, Okay. Before I pull that even tighter, I just want to make sure, since this is just a real simple bow, I do want to make sure that nothing is like, you know, it all looks good, right? When you have such a simple bow, when things are not good and they're not in the right spot, you can really tell, right? And so before I tie that nice and tight, I want to make sure that things are in the right spot. Okay. Try to always use my grippy tool because my grip is not tight. So super cute on the little bow. Let's see if I can find a wire instead of a pipe cleaner. Just because. Go back through there. And yes, the watermelon loops are much bigger. I took into consideration the green little tubing as a loop. Really sweet. Really, really sweet. Okay. All right, let's make sure, let's make sure, where's our top? Our top is right here. Okay, so it's gonna go like this. That bow is gonna go like that, and it's gonna be perfect right there too. All right, so let's spread that out so you can get through. Get our wire in, down through the frame. So I'm gonna put those wires, one on each side of the frame. I'm trying not to like just squish all the floral. I'm trying to move it out of the way. Sweet little bow. Sink it in nice and tight. Absolutely love. So I'm going to twist that around. And then twist the whole thing so that it gets up underneath here. I did leave it some slack so I could move it. So because here is our top, that's exactly our top there. And I stinking love this. Turned out absolutely darling. Absolutely darling. Super duper cute, y'all. I hope this was inspiring. I hope it was, you thought it was easy. Again, I encourage you to go see the tutorial that had all of the supplies from this box. You know, it has another design in there, so you know, definitely worth not just the supplies, but definitely checking in the whole thing. Really super duper sweet. And then I'm just going to make sure that cuts a little bit shorter. Adorable. I love it so much. Here, let me zoom you out all completely so you can see the whole thing. I love it so much. Don't mind my mess here. I love it so much. Really cute, really easy, clean back, just absolutely adorable. I hope you're subscribed to our channel so you can come back and watch again. Until next time, also make sure that you're on our newsletter for when designs come out that are just for our YouTube. I send out the link to our folks on the newsletter. So make sure you are signed up for that so you don't miss any tutorials such as this. I enjoy serving you. I hope you're inspired, and I can't wait to see you again next time. Bye, y'all.